Let's get you breaking news that's coming in. Ukrainian President Zelensky has spoken with Prime Minister Modi, and Prime Minister Modi has confirmed this conversation with a social media post that reads, and I quote, "Glad to speak with President Zelensky and hear his perspectives on recent developments. I conveyed India's consistent position on the need for an early and peaceful resolution of the conflict. India remains committed to making every possible contribution in this regard, as well as to further strengthening bilateral ties with Ukraine." So on one hand, you have that statement from Prime Minister Modi. Then you have the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who's also put out a post, which is a bit different from what the Prime Minister said. Here's what Zelensky has said. "I had a long conversation with the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. We discussed in detail all important issues, both of our bilateral cooperation and the overall diplomatic situation. I'm grateful to the Prime Minister for his warm words. I informed about the Russian attacks on our cities and villages. And this is at a time when there's finally a diplomatic possibility to end the war. Instead of demonstrating readiness for a ceasefire, Russia is only showing its desire to continue. It's important that India is supporting our peace efforts and shares the position that everything concerning Ukraine must be decided with Ukraine's participation." Now, according to Zelensky, there's also been a discussion on Russia with regards to limiting the export of Russian energy, particularly oil. And this is what Zelensky has said was discussed in that particular meeting, conversation. Let me bring in Pranay Upadhyay of India Today Global for more details on this. Pranay, the timing of this extremely important because you've just had a few days ago Prime Minister Modi speaking to President Putin, days away also from a Trump-Putin meeting in which Zelensky is trying hard to ensure that he is made a part of the dialogue, and he claims he's mentioned that as well.
Indeed, Akshita, and also exactly a year ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Kyiv and he had a bilateral meeting with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. So this meeting, this telephone call came at a very crucial juncture, as you also rightly mentioned, that this phone call was ahead of this Alaska summit between Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump, where President Zelensky is also trying to go and attend this, this summit. But as far as the government of India's statement is concerned, let me read this statement as well, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirmed India's consistent position for the peaceful settlement of the conflict and support for the efforts aimed at the earliest restoration of the peace. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also, President Zelensky also thanked India for its support, and as far as India's position is concerned, that India has always advocated for the diplomatic solution and a peaceful solution of Russia-Ukraine conflict. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had a telephone call. They had this engagement, and as far as the Indian position is concerned, the leaders also reviewed the progress as far as the India-Ukraine bilateral relations are also concerned. So in fact, as far as the bilateral relations, as far as bilateral engagements are concerned, they did discuss about that. But also, that whenever Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Russian President Vladimir Putin, as far as the Russia-Ukraine conflict is concerned, he also made it a point to speaking to Ukrainian President Zelensky as well.
Correct. We have always made it clear that we are for peace when there is any sort of conflict. Now, Ukraine and Zelensky claim that there was also a conversation about Russian imports, but we'll wait for India's word on that. Thanks, Pranay, for joining us with those details.